And we are live at the Denver Parkour Open at Apex Denver. The man standing next to me is Vinny Fiacco, manager here at Apex Denver. He was nice enough to lend us his gym today to run this wonderful event. We're gonna get started with the women's semifinals in skill. And tomorrow we are moving on for speed and style. So Vinny, you're gonna be running the show today. How do you feel about that?
I feel good. I feel like this is going to be great competition. The athletes are prepared to do some crazy stuff here, so I'm pumped to see them conquer these challenges.
Is there anyone in particular you're really looking forward to seeing today?
Lennon Shannon, they know him as Barzan. He has some crazy stuff on bars that I don't think people really know about. Ryan Keenan is another one who I think people kind of don't know, and I think they're going to make a name for themselves today.
All right, well, everybody waiting at home has been waiting long enough, so we're going to get started. I'm going to let you go to work right now, and we'll see you in a little bit. All right, guys, stay tuned for the women's skill semifinal.
Marquise. Hey, Marquise. 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 Can you bring this to them? I can't hear anything. Tell them it's like not on the right channel, or I'm not.
All right, we're getting started. The women's skill semifinal. First up is Kasia Kilogenic. Made sure I could say her name properly before we got started today. Looks like we're just doing a quick little rule check. 5 challenges in this course. First challenge we're looking at here is a stride to pre. Athletes must stride along the Apex logo walls and pre the top. She gets it on her first try. Kasia off to a good start, flashes the first challenge. She's moving on to the second part of the course. Part is a catback from the Apex box, and she gets it again on her first try. That's 2 flashes for Kasia. It looks like she might have busted a finger on that one. But off to a great start, 2 flashes for Kasia. She's skipping the third challenge. She sticks that Kong. She did miss the third challenge though. Instead, tried to skip ahead to get that Kong pre. This is a tricky stride. She has to tack over, striding. Single stride on the bar, then she has to pre. Again, that is 4 flashes for Kasia. It's absolutely murdering this course right now. None of these skills were practiced beforehand. She has 1 more challenge to go. 52 seconds left to go. Mounting the bar, this is a dive catch 180 to precision. Oh, bounce back on that one. I actually thought she was gonna flash that one. Made such easy work of the other skill challenges. Couldn't get the flash on this last one. See if she gets it this time. Oh, overshoots. close. 20 seconds left. She has one more shot at this. Again, she has already knocked out 4 out of the 5 challenges by flashing them all. Third attempt at the swing back to pre. Oh, not quite. She's got to go quick. She's going to run out of time. She's going to try to go at the buzzer here. Swing back, and she gets it in time. Amazing run by Kasia Kilojanic. She gets all 5 skill challenges under the 2-minute time limit. All right. I'm mic'd up, so ask anything you want to Tom. All right, next up is Christine Dietrich. Going for that first stride up. And again, flashes on her first attempt. Keep in mind, these competitors have had no practice time on any of these challenges. She's skipping that cat back and going straight for the lache, which is more of her specialty. Oh, almost with the stick. Vinny Fiacco says it does not count. She's gonna go again. She made it look really easy, but she just gotta control that balance on the bar. Here she goes for her second attempt. Oh, just a little bit undershot. She needs to throw her chest forward on that release. She does not look happy about these. I know this is one that she thought she would get easily, and she just wants to knock it out. Again, 180, and all right, she gets that one. Moving on to this Kong Pri. Oh, it looks, I'm gonna say she definitely smacked her knee on that one. That was definitely a knee on that bar. She looks okay though. She's gonna go hit this one again. That is a tricky rail, one of those annoying square rails. Hard to Kong. She chooses to skip it. Seems like it got into her head a little bit. She's gonna move on to the stride. Tacks over, taking the stride slow. It's not gonna count though. She has to carry momentum through. This is actually a very tricky challenge to hit on a first attempt. All right, she's gonna go again. Does not make enough speed to connect those strides. This challenge is very much about just going for it, trusting the speed as you go through. Here she goes, looks good. Oh, she just does not go for that last rail. Christine runs out of time. Definitely having a little bit of trouble committing to some of those challenges today. I know she can do a little bit better than that, but we're gonna be moving on to the men's skills semifinals next. And next up, men's skill semifinal. 7 competitors moving on to the men's skill semifinal. The top 4 will be moving on to the final. Vinny Fiacco explaining the men's semifinal course starts off with this nasty Kong where you really do not have any space for your takeoff. So we got to start from the top corner here. Essentially, you are plowing down and trying to Kong with that very little leg room. From there, the next challenge is a stride to the far corner of the gym, followed by an ascent over the back of the gym, come around for a big plow, and then it finishes with a 180 lache pre. Here comes David Bowden, choosing not to go from the drop. Gets that dive Kong and makes it. And easy work of that stride to precision. I think David definitely has some experience with those first 2 challenges. See how he goes. For this one, from that apex block, he must start from the bottom. Climb or dyno his way up. He goes for 1 hand. Easy dyno to the top. That's complete. Now he has to make his way back across. The next challenge is a plyo across the top bars and a drop to precision. That's 3 challenges flash for David Bowden. He has taken his time though. I think he has a very good chance of finishing all 5 challenges, but he has got to hurry up. All right, makes the plyo down. Oh, bounce back. He's gonna have to try again. I'm actually surprised David got that bounce back. I more suspected that he would overshoot that precision, but I think he got the bounce back because that was definitely in his head. Plyo over, drop down, gets it. Okay, that will count. Next challenge from that wood wall he just landed on. He has to dive catch the bar and swing back to the red beam. All right, David Bowden on the final skill challenge. He has 20 seconds left. He has knocked out 4 out of the 5 challenges. Here he goes. Gets the catch, switch back, and stick easily. All 5 skill challenges for David Bowden. Makes it in time. That should secure him a spot in the finals. Again, the top 4 competitors will be moving on to the finals. 6 more competitors to go though. So if 4 more out of those 6 competitors also finish all 5 challenges, only the fastest times will move on. And we still got some beast athletes to go. Next up is Shea Perkins. Shay's choosing to skip that first Kong Pre. I don't blame him. Oh, and the stride. Don't know about skipping that stride. That's starting with that climb up. Shay's a strong guy, so he's definitely doing the strongest challenge first. He's backtracking now. Again, choosing not to do these challenges in order. It looks like he's gonna take a look at this Kong precision. Remember that none of these athletes had any practice time. He's looking at that like, how the heck did David Bowden make this one? If you notice, David did a really good job of grabbing the back and making it all pull. Definitely a scary one to commit to. Shay's looking for help, decides to move on. He's gonna look at this stride. Oh, chooses to skip the stride. He's out. Did not like the look of any other challenges. That is it for Shea Perkins. It's looking really good for David Bowden to make it into the finals. Again, we have 5 competitors left. Only 4 competitors move on to the finals. So far, we have David Bowden getting all 5 challenges in under 2 minutes. Next up, Jalen Kelly. All right, Jalen starting with one of the hardest challenges first, plyo across the top bars to precision down. And did not like the look of that last drop. Again, remember, Jalen is not a native to this gym. This is probably the first time he has looked at that drop. A little bit of a pause there. And drop, we'll see if, all right, Vinny Fiacco gives it to him. And I didn't think he was quite fast enough on those plyos, but official Vinny Fiacco being generous on that one. Jalen Kelly now looking at the dyno from the apex block. Got to start down to cat hang. He falls into the foam pit. Oh no. No penalty for falling in the foam pit. Other than that, it is completely humiliating to climb out of that thing. Vinny Fiacco seeing if he needs assistance. He is Jalen Kelly laughing that one off. Again, our previous two competitors, strong guys making it look easy to drop to that square block. Jalen Kelly maybe underestimating it, having a little bit of trouble. He's going to try again. All right, Jalen crouching down. He's got to hold on this time. Oh, back into the foam pit. He has got to put his feet up on the wall. His chest is way too far away from the wall. He's got to put his feet up. Talk to Tom, because I'm mic'd up, so I can't. Talk to Tom. You can also bug Vinny. Bug Vinny all you want, or Tom, okay? Thanks, guys. All right, that's it for Jalen Kelly. Seems pretty happy with his experience today. Next up, we have Jared Nahulu. Oh, where's Jared Nahulu starting? Oh, he... All right, looks like Jared Nahulu is going to pass on the first challenge. That tricky dive Kong over the square. He's going to start with this stride. Makes easy work of it. Very clean stick from Jared Nahulu. Jared goes for the climb up and jumps for that top down. He's got to get two hands up there. He looks at me. All right. Choosing to come across the foam pit to head on to the next challenge. I think he is heading over to the plyo next. I feel like Jared should be confident with most of these challenges. He is in this gym almost every single day. He's probably looked at all of these in at least some form. Here you go, stride, clean plyo, drop, and stick. Clean temp, going right into that return swing to precision, easy work from Jared Nahulu. Running by me, he's going up to those stairs. We'll see if he can beat David Bowden's time. He does not like the look of that one. It's now or never. Again, if he gets this fifth challenge, he should definitely secure himself a spot in the finals. Jared Nahulu not liking the look of this pole Kong. Goes for it, makes it. That wasn't so bad. All right, awesome work from Jared Nahulu. Finishes under 2 minutes, 1:22 seconds, official time. Faster time than David Bowden. That will secure him a spot in the finals. Still have a few competitors left. Next up, Ryan Keenan. Ryan Keenan, another athlete who spends plenty of time at Apex Denver. Probably seen most of these challenges in some form at some points.
3, 2, 1, go.
Drop down, pull, easy work. Again, we don't have to stick that one. They just have to make it over the gap. Oh my goodness, he missed the stride. That is surprising. I figure this is a challenge he must have hit before. Might be getting a little bit of nerves today. Still missing on that stride. This is really odd because I've seen him earlier today hit some really hard challenges in the prelims. If you check out our Instagram, there's a video of him hitting a pull tack. He was the first one to get it. All right, that's a little better there. Still very surprised that it took him that many tries to get that stride over, particularly from what I saw with him earlier today. All right, easy work of those dynos up. Again, some of these athletes have different strategies working with the time limit. You just have 2 minutes. So you can see you can pace yourself, but there is an advantage to getting a faster time, particularly when a lot of these other athletes can complete all 5 challenges. Fastest time will get a bonus point going into the final round. All right, Ryan Keenan. Easy plot. Oh, does not make the plyo. It's got to go up again. Ryan Keenan was actually the fastest to finish all the challenges in the preliminary round. He gets that plyo pre. He just has the 180 swing back, but I do not think he's going to beat Jared Nahulu's time. He has only 15 seconds left to go. He's got a big jump to that catch, return, and sticks it. That's all 5 challenges for Ryan Keenan. That makes 3 athletes to finish all 5 challenges in the semifinal round of skills. Not quite as fast as Jared Nahulu's time. He had a little bit of trouble on that stride, but still makes all 5 challenges and should secure himself a spot in the finals. However, we still have a couple more competitors to go that could knock out one of these guys from being in the final round. Again, only 4 athletes will be going into the final round today. Still 2 competitors left. We have 3 athletes who have finished all 5 challenges. Next up, we have another young athlete, Joshua Waters. This is actually the 3rd Sport Parkour League event I've seen Joshua at this year. Just can't get enough of these competitions. It's really bringing out the best in him. Really looking forward to seeing this kid again. He has not secured a spot for this year's NAPC. Just shied away from the podium. But really, I think it's about the experience for him, being able to showcase his skills. He is very much a technician. You can see him right now taking a deep breath as he prepares. I expect to hear nothing for this entire run. He has some of the cleanest landings I've ever seen, particularly for a kid who's so young.
3, 2, 1, go!
Here's Joshua Waters. Takes a look at that Kong. Again, first attempt. Overshoots it, but that's a safe way to go on that one. Again, they do not have to stick that Kong over the gap. Next up, we have 2 strides across to precision. Easily sticks it. Joshua Waters off to a really good start. What's more impressive is that this gym is not native to Joshua. Many of the athletes we're seeing today train at this gym all the time. Joshua Waters is not one of them. Makes it really easy work of that dyno up. That is 3 challenges flashed. 2 more to go. Not sure what he asked. I'm not sure what he asked Vinny there. I think he's concerned about the amount of chalk in this gym and potentially slipping. Just confirming what the challenge is. It is a plyo from the SPL beam. Plyos across the bars and then drop to precision. He overshoots it. Just got to try again. Again, I think he wasted a lot of time wiping his shoes there and preparing. He has got to speed up. Remember, there are 3 other athletes that have completed all 5 challenges. We still have Lennon Shannon to go, who's definitely a favorite. Just overshoots it again. If you remember earlier, we saw David Bowden bounce back on that drop because it is so easy to overshoot. Most of the athletes are just putting less power into it to make sure they get the stick. He's going for that 180 pre. Oh, bounce back on it. Go for it again. That one. See Joshua Waters getting a little, he runs out of time. Joshua Waters off to a good start, but does not pull through. A little surprising. He just absolutely smoked those first 3 challenges. working his way through in stealth mode, and then everything falls apart on that plyo over. He knows he can do better, but Joshua is also going to be competing tomorrow in speed and style, so we might actually see a lot from him considering that he did not finish the competition today and is going to get to rest for those 2 events tomorrow. Next up we have Lennon Shannon. He's one of the gym favorites. Chooses to skip that first Kong. Goes to make easy work on the stride. Again, I think that Kong is definitely one of the harder challenges in this set. It's just so awkward to reach over into the dive and pull without smoking your knees. Not to mention it's about 10 feet up right there. Lennon Shannon has 2 out of the 5 challenges completed. Over for the plyo, into the drop, sticks it easily. And Lennon Shannon, one of the favorites today, goes for the 180, back, sticks it clean. He just has that Kong to go. We could see the fastest time here. He didn't like the look of this one earlier, but he's warmed up now. Oh. Lennon Shannon goes for a test on it. Did not like the way it looked. He's got to go for it. Ooh, good control on that slip down the wall. He did not get his hands over the back edge, which is definitely required for this challenge to get that pull. Lennon Shannon. Pull. Oh, still not quite getting his hands over that back edge. Definitely needs to make that happen if he is going to get that precision. He's still got 30 seconds left to go, though. Not going to get the fastest time today. It seems like each of these athletes has been exposed with at least one challenge not quite being in their skill set. Again, hips are a little bit too high, and he's just dropping over the edge. He needs to keep his hips a little bit lower, even though it might feel like you're going to smoke your knees on that edge, but hips a little bit lower, hands over the edge, and strong pull through will get him Kong. Oh, gets the crane. And that's time for Lennon Shannon. Really solid effort. I know he will probably get that Kong sometime in the next week as he spends a lot of time here at Apex Denver. Next, we will be moving on to the women's skill final. Vinny. Vinny. All right, I'm over here with Vinny Fiacco.
Yes, you are.
How did that round go for you? Were you surprised by any of the results?
I wasn't surprised. I'm surprised that Jared did as well as he did, considering that he had a severe height disadvantage. But he still went out there and powered through it. Actually, finished all 5 challenges in the fastest time. Some of the bigger guys had some trouble with some of the bigger, the Kong was trouble for some of the bigger guys. But Jared really powered through. He really proved himself to be a powerhouse. And also, I believe the youngest competitor, him and Josh, are both 17 years old. So that was amazing to watch both those guys compete. And I'm pumped for the finals. I know some of the challenges are a huge step up in the finals, so I want to see what those guys bring to the table.
You mentioned you were surprised at how Jared did with the other competitors, but I imagine he does have one of the bigger jumps out of some of the competitors that we saw today. But I don't know, you spend more time with these guys, so you tell me, who tends to do bigger jumps more often? Because we got Lennon, Ryan, Jared, and David all from Apex Denver who kind of compete against one another all the time. But who usually is the big jumper out of those 4?
David is definitely the big jumper out of those 4. David's standing jump is much larger than the other 3, pretty substantially. Ryan has huge stride power, though. Lennon on the bars Lennon and Jared are both supernaturals on the bars. But Lennon has more of a flow style. Jared goes for big moves. You could see how comfortable they were, both hitting that lache pre with no problem. And then you saw Ryan and David have no problem on the pre's up top. So those 4, it was amazing to watch 4 different styles, even though they compete all the time, come together and still have to hit every challenge. and it'll be great to see in the finals if they make it. I really want to see who pushes each other to do the bigger combo here, because a lot of the finals are a series of moves that aren't just one simple thing, much like the semi. So it's gonna be really interesting to watch.
And I must say, you had the toughest job today. Not only are you officiating, but you know all these guys personally and ladies. So we have Christine Dietrich and Kasia Kilogenic, who are going to be moving on to the finals, 2 women in the women's skill division. I was really surprised by Kasia's run, that she was able to essentially flash every challenge. She skipped that last year. I actually thought that would have been an easy one for her. Did you feel the same, or is that something that she normally struggles with?
She's not very big on laches, but I think she skipped it knowing that it wouldn't be as difficult as some of the other ones. I think she kind of saved it for last, knowing, okay, I've seen her hit it in the gym before. A similar lache, a little bit lower on the bar, but I think she skipped it knowing, okay, I can do that one last and feel comfortable with it. But yeah, she just proved that she's a ball of raw talent, and she's still learning. She's still relatively new to parkour, and watching her compete was fantastic to just see her push herself to those boundaries. That was a new level, even from NAPC last year, to see her really.
I was going to say, definitely huge improvement for NAPC last year. Again, we did not have a women's skill division in NAPC. She only competed in speed, but we did not see that. Even though she won, we did not see that clean, refined skill or power with some of the jumps and the Kong that she had to do. I know Christine Dietrich was telling me that she hasn't been able to train a lot recently because of work and other life things. Definitely think she thought she was going to knock out that lache right away, and she basically overshot it, but wasn't able to hold on for the stick. How did you feel about Christine's performance?
She's dealing with nagging injuries. She tore both her hands in the prelims, so she really wanted one of the challenges, knowing full well that she made it to, like, with only the 2 ladies, made it to the semis and still pushed that challenge. And I think it took a toll on her. I think she realizes now, like, I really could have, calmed down there and saved it. But yeah, I'm sure she's going to come back strong as ever. She's unbelievably talented. Already qualified for style, so she's going to be at NAPC. I think this was kind of fun for her. I hope she had fun with it. She looked good out there for dealing with injuries and still hitting some of those challenges. So hope she doesn't kick herself too much about not being able to keep up with Kasia, because that's what happens when you're dealing with injuries versus someone who comes in fresh.
So Kasia Kilogenic moving on to the finals with a big lead. She has 6 points, getting all 5 challenges and finishing the fastest time, getting that bonus point. Christine Dietrich, I believe, only scored 3 points in total. I haven't taken a look at the scores yet. We're going to see those in a minute.
I believe it was 2 points she got.
So a whole 4-point lead. Now the challenges in the final round are worth 3 points each, so she can still make a comeback. It's a little bit slower pace. There is no time limit. You get 5 attempts over all 3 challenges. What do you think is going to happen?
I'm hoping Christine doesn't hurt herself. She's going to push herself hard. She's a competitor. So I hope she is smart with her training, sees what she can do, pushes what she can do, doesn't go for something crazy that she can't to try and catch up. I know she doesn't want to give Kasia a win, because that's not a competition for Kasia. They're friends. They hang out together constantly. They're not going to want to just give the event over. It's not in the spirit of competition. So hopefully she's smart. She pushes it. Hopefully Kasia completes what she can. It's going to be interesting to watch.
All right, like I said, you have the hard job right now. You got to call the shots, so I'm going to let you go ahead and do that again, and we'll talk to you again soon, buddy.
Pleasure.
All right, moving on to the women's skill final here at Apex Denver for the Denver Parkour Open. We'll see you guys in just a minute. All right, official MC of the evening, Vinny Fiacco, getting together the women's division for the skill finals. Right now we have Kasia Kilogenic, who is in the lead with 6 points. Then have Christine Dietrich only scoring 2 points on the semifinal round. Remember, in the finals round, challenges are worth up to 3 points each. So she can still make a comeback here, but these challenges are a lot more difficult than the ones in the semifinal.
Do we have scores?
Yes,
I'd like to
actually,
read scores.
I would like to put them up. I have to get 5 people in the door.
I haven't put them up yet? That's cool.
Yeah, I got it.
How's it going?
Jump in,
Yeah, you did some switching.
we had some issues with communication, so
Yeah, I was wondering what happened with Lucas. I was a little concerned. Yeah, you should get on that. I can't. I only have one. Yeah, you should get on that. All right, so we got official Vinny Fiacco explaining the 3 final challenges in the women's division. The first one starts off on what they call the fridge box in the back. They must stride along the 2 SPL awnings and then land on the beam. You can take up to 2 strides on that first awning, only a single stride on the second one, and precision that being over height. The second challenge, starting on the bar, athletes then have to take a single stride and plyo from the last bar into a cat leap on that red post. Third challenge will be a stride off of the strider box, off of that wall with the strider logo, and then a 180 precision back to the lower wall. When I say lower wall, that wall is still about 6 feet high. Official Vinny Fiacco explaining any rules, covering any questions they still might have before we get started. Again, both of these athletes getting 5 total attempts each on these challenges. Just so you know, they go one at a time. So one person gets 5. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. What's that?
what time does this go till, you think?
I think it's going to be like another half an hour because we're in the finals.
Grab a
So.
drink with us?
Absolutely.
You just want to meet with us, like, keep the time on this, right?
No, there's no problem. Let's go somewhere. Chill. I just want to see you. Or you gonna stick around? Okay. Cool.
Is this finals? Is this finals?
We're watching in the back room, everything looks great, and you sound loud and clear. The numbers are going up and up.
And do you want to put on the graphic?
All right, we're here at the Denver Parkour Open at Apex Denver for the Sport Parkour League Denver Parkour Open. We're gonna take a look at the results from the semifinal round. Just a moment here. So if you're just tuning in the women's skill division, we have Kasia Kilojanic with 6 points from the previous round, and Christine Dietrich with 2 points in the semifinal round. Kasia getting 6 points because she finished all 5 challenges, gets a bonus point for finishing in the fastest time possible. We'll have the men's scores up in just a moment. We're about to get started with the women's semifinal. First up is Christine Dietrich. We will take a look at the men's scores in just a moment. In first place is young Jared Nahulu, the hometown favorite, with 6 points, finishing in 1 minute and 22 seconds. We're gonna go right to Christine Dietrich in the women's final for skills. She's taking a look at this stride 180 to 180 swing to precision. All right, single tack back. She gets the return swing, All right, so she's gonna scratch one attempt on that. She still has 4 more attempts across all 3 challenges. No time limit. She seems pretty happy with how she did on that first attempt. Again, she basically got all the way to the end of the challenge, just needs a little bit more power on that swing. I think if she gets a little bit higher on the wall for the tack, that'll give her enough swing. She won't have to try so hard on her tap. Taking your time. Big stripe, single tack again, 180 ends. Oh, both feet on the bounce back. I'm sure she's definitely done this swing to precision 4, but not with this setup. I'm surprised she's going with a single tack on this challenge. I think if she can get 2 steps up on that wall, she would be in a much higher hip position for that catch and not have to try so hard with her return swing. But again, no practice on any of these challenges. Athletes are trying to figure them out as they see them. Christine Dietrich burned 2 attempts on this tack to 180 lache pre. She still has 3 attempts left, but also 3 more challenges she can attempt. Straight up, a little bit higher on that tack. It looks like she's gonna get on this. Oh. She did not get a clean catch on that 180 lache. She is moving on. A little bit disappointed. She came so close. You know, we were talking, as I was talking with Vinny earlier, mentioning that she hasn't had as much time to train recently, maybe feeling a little bit rusty. She's coming so close on some of these challenges and just shorting it. She's taking a look at this stride to the beam though. So again, she can take as many steps as she wants on that first SPL overhang, but only 1 stride on the second overhang. All right, Christine making sure she knows what the restrictions are on this challenge. Again, as many steps as she wants on the first SPL overhang, only a single stride on the second overhang to precision. She's not allowed to test it out. Basically, as soon as she leaves that first overhang, it counts as an attempt. So she basically has to go for it on her first attempt or not try this at all. The other challenge that she hasn't looked at involves some precise footwork with a rail stride to a beam cat. Going for the power up. Oh, good catch there. She did not like how that one felt. Did not quite get enough height on that first jump over, but just went for it. All right, Christine walking that one off. She did not like the way that slip felt on that one.
Distraction has entered the room. You see?
All right, Christine Dietrich has 1 more attempt in the skills finals. 1 more attempt to put some more points on the board. But it will not be enough to put her ahead of Kasia Kiljanik. Again, Kasia already has 6 points from the previous round. Christine only finishing with 2, so even if she finishes the challenge right now, Kasia basically does not have to attempt any of the challenges in order to win the competition. So at this point, when it's her turn, she basically can bow out or she can try to put on a show for us. We'll see what she decides. Right now, we're looking at Christine Dietrich. She did not like the feeling on that first stride attempt. She's climbing down. Looks like she's gonna go back to the lache. And she came so close to that lache earlier. I don't blame her for going back to it. I'm actually surprised she moved on after those first 3 attempts because she was so close. A little bit off balance on the last one. But I know she has the skills to get this. Again, this is the difference between live competition, where you have limited attempts and not a whole lot of practice time. And Christine Dietrich, one more attempt in the women's skill final. She's taking a sip of water, going for the old shoe wipe. Nice height on the tack, sweet. Oh, God, I really thought she would have it on that one. Again, we're gonna have to see the replay on that one. She was so close. Not Kuno could have played it through. She had, again, a hug from Sarah Waite, who qualified in women's skill earlier this year in Boston. Choosing to take this weekend off, but she's coming out to cheer on her fellow competitors. Next up, we have Kasia Kilojanic, who I already explained doesn't even need to attempt any of these challenges right now. She already has 6 points. She has already won. Christine Dietrich only getting 2 points from the previous round. Kasia is consulting with Vinny Fiacco. All right, looks like she's gonna hit up the same challenge that we just saw Christine Dietrich attempt 4 times and come so close to making it. Again, it's a stride off the box and then a 180 tack off the wall with the Strider logo over to the bar and then back to the wall for a precision. All right, a little low on that tack. She is gonna burn an attempt on that one. And again, this is why I was surprised earlier, is that Kasia was able to get through the previous round so easily. These challenges in the finals are on a little bit of a higher level though, so I don't expect her to flash any of them, but we will see. Again, she did not get very far on that first attempt. Just a test with a tack off the wall, not committing to catch the bar. We'll see if she chooses to do it this time. Here she comes. Higher tack, gets the catch on that one, return swing, and she gets a crane. Then no points for that, but she did technically make her way through the whole challenge. So now it's just a matter of putting through a little bit more power, confidence, and precision to get 2 feet up for that precision. All right, we just saw Kasia Kilojanic get that challenge on her 3rd attempt, so she's choosing to put on a show for us. That brings her up to 9 points. She still has 2 more attempts she can use. Again, she is well in the lead. At this point, she's just getting more competition experience, and she is doing absolutely phenomenal today. She is looking up that post cat. Again, the entry for that is a side stride off of one of the railings, and you can either do a plyo or a stride off the final railing into the post cat. But she's gonna go take a look at the high stride instead. Again, this one is I would say a less technical challenge, but definitely a scarier one. The post, the cat to the post and the strides on the bars definitely is an uncomfortable challenge, definitely some risk of a shinner, but they're not at height, so if you bail out, you can just go to the ground. Whereas the strides up on those SPL awnings are pretty high. Kasha Kilogenic, the women's skill final round. For that side stride, gets over, tests out that polecat. She still has, I believe, 2 more attempts. All right, Kasha Kilogenic, side stride. Oh, does not go for it on that one. Did not like the look of that post cat. I wasn't sure if she still had 1 more attempt. And that's it. So Kasha Kilogenic is going to be our winner today in the women's skill division. She finishes with a total of 9 points. We are now moving on to the men's final. Again, we looked at the standings earlier. We have Jared Nahulu in first place.
Semifinal.
All right, again, we're taking a look at the men's semifinal scores. We have Jared Nahulu in first place, finishing all 5 challenges in a time of 1 minute and 22 seconds, which gets him an extra point. In second place is David Bowden with a score of 5 points. Ryan Keenan also with a score of 5 points, and Lennon Shannon with 4 points moving into the final round. Again, in the final round, things can change a lot because all of these challenges are worth 3 points each. Official Vinny Fiacco getting together the men's final athletes. Jared Nahulu, the hometown favorite. So we got all the hometown crew here. Jared Nahulu, David Bowden, Ryan Keenan, and Lennon Shannon, all Apex Denver athletes. No surprise that they are in the final round today. Looking at Vinny Fiacco with the skill challenges. All right, so that first challenge, Kong off the SPL wall, stride over the Strider logo onto that tiny structure with the Strider logo, and finishing on that last apex block. It's a classic edge of the roof pre. All right, next up, this challenge designed by Vinny Fiacco himself. Very particular how to perform this challenge. So you get one or two steps off of the Strider wall, as soon as you hit that SPL wall, you only get one step up and no bounces into the 180 pre. So again, very clear that momentum has to be carried through on that challenge. Final challenge is a long one. Starting up on one bar, a single swing over, cat back either with hands or no hands off the SPL wall, back over the bar, so you either have to pre or dive over, a single swing lache to pre the SPL beam. Official Vinny Fiacco making sure he's very clear on this one. That is definitely the longest out of all three challenges. All right, first up, we got Lennon Shannon. Lennon Shannon, very powerful, very technical athlete from right here, Apex Denver. Looks like he wants to hit this swing challenge first. Chooses to start with a dive catch into a re-swing. Cat back does not make it over though. Again, he has to go all the way up and over that bar, so he needs much more height on that cat back to finish this challenge. Lennon Shannon not only spending a little bit too much time on that wall, but not making it over for the pre. Seems to like this challenge the most out of the three final challenges. He's burned 2 attempts. And he's going for a third. Big swing out of that dive catch, easily gets to the cat, needs to get a lot of height on the swing. Yes, he makes it over. Not quite enough swing though. It was a little bit low on that pre. I think he was definitely excited that he got that far. Didn't quite get his hips back far enough on that return swing. That's 3 out of possible 5 attempts burned from Lennon Shannon as he goes for his. All right, Lennon Shannon going for his 4th attempt. Making easy work of those regrabs. Oh, but does not get enough height on that cat back. Make sure he gets the pre on that one just to feel it. So again, that does not count. He has to go up and over the bar. A bounce back does not count on this particular challenge. Got the crowd getting behind him. He has one final attempt to go. Pressure's on now. He's basically completed each piece of this challenge. He just needs to be able to put it all together in order to get some points on the board. He is on the lower end coming out of the semifinal round, which is 4 points. Goes up, nice height on that cat. Big turnaround, here he goes. Oh, so close. So close. Looks like we have lost a tennis ball. All right, solid effort from Lennon Shannon. Really looked like he was going to pull it out on that final attempt there, but he has burned all 5 attempts. He is going to finish with a total of 4 points. That will not put him on the podium today. We still have 3 more competitors to go. All right, next up, Ryan Keenan. Ryan Keenan is looking up this Kong stride first. Kong to a stride is a skill challenge we have used a lot in the past at Sport Parkour League events. We came in here to set up these challenges. This just looked too perfect. So again, we have a Kong off of the SPL wall, striding over the Strider logo, off of the tiny pillar, and then a big jump to that end wall. Ryan Keenan, again, not allowed to attempt any parts of the challenge, but he is allowed to eye it up. He's starting fresh with 5 attempts, looking to take his first one on this Kong stride precision. Same with the Kong. Not a lot of run up for that Kong. Not a lot of run up to get the precision, never mind to get the stride. This one is going to be all about speed because of that last jump, so he's really going to want to get as much power as he can out of that first Kong so that he can carry through the momentum into those strides. I say that last jump is probably somewhere in between 11.5 and 12 feet, so it's not the biggest jump, but it is really hard to get if you do not have a lot of speed behind it with those strides. And he has to stick that finish. He can't drop off the edge. Taking another look at the Kong. There's no time limit in the final round. Ryan Keenan sizing up again. Breathing out some air, trying to psych himself up for this one. Looks like he's going to go now. Ryan Keenan, big Kong. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow. Wow, incredible save by Ryan Keenan. Here comes Jared Nahulo. I think he is more excited about that save than if he had actually made it through. I'm not actually even quite sure what happened there. No replay on that one, but we'll definitely be posting it later. Incredible save by Ryan Keenan after he slipped on that Kong. Looks like he's going to gather himself. Well, if he was nervous before, he's not nervous now. That's he's pretty much experienced the worst thing that's going to happen. So he should be able to get loose now as he eyes up this challenge one more time. I didn't quite see what went wrong there, but it looked like a hand slip on the Kong. He still made considerable distance, but he just did not have the air position to be able to land or make a stride. Beautiful save on that one, though. Again, this is one of those things that really makes parkour so special. We don't have any mats or anything like that, so there is clear risk, but these athletes are just so talented that even on a risky challenge like this, able to make a save. He does not get enough power on the Kong to be able to stride through. Again, as I mentioned earlier, this challenge is all about getting as much power as you can on that Kong to be able to have momentum into your stride. So it's not just as simple as hitting it like a Kong precision. You have to basically be overshooting it to carry through momentum into the strides. Ryan Keenan now burned 2 attempts. He has 3 more attempts to go. Still looking at this Kong stride challenge. Two other challenges, one of them involving a tic-tac and a pretty sizable catback. We also have the catback and lache challenge. This one I feel plays more to Ryan's skill set, the Kong stride. Let's see if he can get some more power in this Kong. Good pull, yes. Not quite enough speed, but I feel like he can make this one. That's 3 attempts scratched, he has 2 more. Got a pretty hype crowd here today at Apex Denver. And a whole set of hometown athletes in the men's final. Ryan Keenan, surprisingly choosing to move on to another challenge. I feel like if he went for that Kong again, he would definitely get it. Again, he's getting more comfortable with it. Looked like he holds back a little bit on the Kong, but he's hit it 3 times now, so I don't know why he's not attempting it again. Again, a lot of strategy involved in the skills event. You have 5 attempts, you can't try any of the challenges. It's really tough to tell how hard they're gonna be sometimes without actually testing them out first. As Ryan is finding out right now that wall is a little bit more slipperier than he thought it was. But he's gonna go for this tack to cat. Again, no extra movements allowed on the cat back. So he has to tack, cat leap. He is allowed 1 step up, but it has to be a reactive step. You can't just hang on that wall and bounce. What I'm expecting to see here is he might be able to get the tack to the cat leap, but I don't think he is going to be able to get the cat back, not on that first attempt. So again, very surprised that he chose to give up on that Kong stride challenge. He had already completed most of it. With only 2 more attempts to go, it would make sense that he would spend them on that same challenge, but instead he is moving on to another challenge that he has no experience with yet. It's tack to high cat and then 180 back, big tack up, slip off the wall. Good bounce back, but again, he's now burned 1 attempt. He has 1 more left. I still think he should go back to the Kong stride, but it looks like he's gonna go for the tack back again. All right, Ryan Keenan, 1 more attempt left in the men's skill final. No points so far in the final round for either him or his training partner, Lennon Shannon. He's got 1 more attempt here. Still very, very surprised that he's not trying that Kong stride again. I know it probably felt far on that last attempt he took, but I still think that if he just trusted himself, put on a little bit more speed, he could make it. He completely slipped off the wall on that tack, and I'm telling you, I really, really doubt that he is going to be able to make the cat back. We'll see what happens. All right, Ryan Keenan going for his final attempt. He's changing up the angle. He's going to hit this wall. So I'm pretty confident he can make the tack to cat. I do not think that he will be able to get a reactive set into that 180 back. I think that's going to take more than 1 attempt for him, but we'll see how he does here on his final attempt. He's taking his time. We have no time limit. All right, Ryan Keenan, here he goes. Big stride, gets the cat. Makes the landing back. We're going to see if Vinny Fiacco is shaking his head. Spent too much time on that wall. Again, it has to be. Oh, he actually used the lower ledge on that one. I didn't quite catch that. It did look like he spent a little bit of time on that wall, and it was kind of up to official Vinny Fiacco's discretion, but that is it for Ryan Keenan. Still a solid effort. Still completed a hard challenge there, even though he did use that secondary wall to the side there, which is not part of the challenge, but does look happy with himself. We have 2 more competitors left. Next up, David Bowden. Probably the one of the more serious looking athletes of the day, although he is trying to loosen up a bit. Saw David Bowden last at Sport Parkour League event in San Francisco at Bay Jam. He came very close to qualifying for skills for this year's NAPC. He came in second place to Liam Hodge. Now here we have David Bowden once again in the finals at an NAPC qualifying event. All right, we're here in the men's skills final. Next up is David Bowden. Still have yet to see Jared Nahulu. Just finished with Lennon Shannon and Ryan Keenan, unable to put any more points on the board in the men's final. David Bowden eyeing up this tack to cat and then 180 pre. Gets the cat easily, steps up, over for the pre. Vinny Fiacco says it's good, I agree. And that now puts him at 8 points. So that puts David Bowden in the lead ahead of Jared Nahulu, who still has yet to go. But definitely feeling really good. He still has 4 more attempts to go. Flashing that first challenge. 2 challenges to go, 4 attempts. He's taking the chalk with him up to the top. Looks like he is going to hit this Kong to stride. All right, David Bowden here, flashing the first challenge with the tack to cat 180 pre. He's now looking at this Kong stride. I actually expect him to do very well in this challenge. Just seeing the amount of pull he gets out of his Kong earlier in the semifinals, he made really short work of that first challenge. I know he has big jumps. Talked to official Vinny Fiacco earlier, who spends all his time at this gym watching this guy. He has some of the biggest jumps in town. If I would put any of these challenges on him, this would be the one that he should do the best on. He's taking his time, grabbing a sip of water. He's still got 4 more attempts to go. 1 challenge in the bag for David Bowden.
Set up a podium.
All right, David Bowden just testing out the approach for this Kong stride. I imagine he's probably done the Kong pre before, but potentially not the stride. Just from the looks on most of the athletes' faces, I don't think any of them have attempted this challenge before. Going with a little bit of a J-step approach here. You don't have a lot of room back there, so he's going to angle it and turn in to get a little bit more power out of the Kong. Here he goes. Nice pull, good stride, and not quite enough power. If you notice there, he was striking heel first on the strides. That tells me that his weight was a little bit backwards. Again, he needs to carry through the power out of that Kong. He's really got to hit that first stride hard. Looked like he had quite a bit of power in the Kong, but kind of slowed down on that first stride. I'm sure it's running through his head too that he doesn't want to overshoot that last pre. So David Bowden flashing his first attempt, taking him to 8 points. He has 3 more attempts. He just burned 1 on the Kong stride, but made it halfway through the challenge. It's just that final big stride to the end. All right, David Bowden talking to himself a little bit here. Getting himself psyched up. The crowd is behind him. Again, didn't look like he used that corner approach too much to his advantage last time. He took a little bit slow again here and then blasting into that Kong stride. Still not quite enough power through. I'm gonna assume that it's really in his head that he has to stick that last landing there. Just that tiny edge, and you cannot drop over past it. You have to stick this one. Got a little bit closer on that one. If he can really utilize how he cuts this approach on the Kong, he should be able to get enough power through and speed to complete the stride. Using the rail this time, stride through, good height. Oh, bounce backs the edge, roll. He's ready to go again. He's now at 4 total attempts burned. So, to recap, he got the big tack, cat, and 180 pre, and has now burned 3 attempts on the Kong stride. He has just 1 more to try to put an additional 3 points on the board. All right, he's asking for the crowd to hype him up a little bit. He's very, very close on that last attempt. Getting his feet close to the top of the wall. And we got the audience going behind him. Big breath in, cuts the corner again, nice pull, stride. Oh, both feet up. So close. He seems to think he has 1 more attempt. But that's 5 attempts. David a little bit disappointed. He looked like he was really excited to give it another go. I'm sure we'll see him do it again later, and I'm sure he'll get it. But when it comes to live competition, where you have a limited amount of attempts, it is a completely different game. And last but not least, we're going to see Jared Nahulu. Jared Nahulu picking up that chalk. I don't know where he's going to take it. I'm going to assume he's going to go for the Lâché challenge. That Lâché challenge has a big cat 180 in it, but still, the rest of it definitely plays to Jared's strengths. So again, last but not least, we have Jared Nahulu, who is looking at this long Lâché challenge we have set up here. It's a Lâché re-swing from its first 2 bars. You can either do a cat back from the wall or just tic-tac back to a precision return on the bar. You cannot bounce back off that precision. You must go over the bar and swing to precision the beam. Now, that can make things a little bit more difficult or a little bit easier. So with the bounce back, you have a little bit more control on your return swing. When you have to go over, you get more power, but it's probably going to send you a little bit off to the side. I think that's a little bit of trouble we saw from Lennon Shannon earlier, who came very close to completing this challenge. And official Vinny Fiacco giving final explanations to Jared Nahulu. Jared Nahulu, one of our youngest and shortest competitors today. But he's still got tons of power. That's a huge dive catch at the start of this challenge, and he already did it earlier in the semifinal. Again, he's just looking at it in its entirety. I'm pretty confident that he is going to have a good chance of flashing this challenge. Just by definitely looks nervous, definitely looks like the pressure is getting to him, but he also looks confident in the way that the expression on his face shows that he is piecing it together. So he definitely plans to go for the whole thing on this attempt. Woo, big re-swing, really high on that cat. He stops though. He's gonna stop for that 180. I knew this would be the hard part of the challenge for him. And I definitely believe that he can get enough height on that 180, but it's definitely not his specialty. And if he can get back to that that last swing to the SPL beam should be cake for him, but right now it's that 180 back from the wall standing in his way. All right, Jared Nahulu burned his first attempt on the Lache 180 challenge. He's chalking up to go for a second attempt. He had a moment to hang there on the wall to check out that 180, but he did not go for it. And for some people, when you have those type of 180 blind challenges, like a dyno 180 pre like that one, sometimes it's a little bit easier to sit on the wall and wait. Sometimes it's easier to just reactive back and go for it. Kind of like he tried to do there, but just looks like he's a little bit spooked from that bar. So again, he's trying to go through the motions here, piecing together this challenge in his head. Looks pretty frustrated. I know that if he can get the cat back on this to the precision, that last Lache should be cake for him. Big dive catch, really nice one. Oh, a little slip on that pole. Good. Checking the shoes. Got one of Jared Nahulu's training partners and fellow coach here at Apex Denver telling him to clean off the surfaces. So we're gonna give this wall a little wipe down. A lot of these athletes have just been chalking up all these challenges, making them really dusty. Looked like his mistake on that last one though is that he pulled his hips in too close to the wall in order to get a good drive off his foot to make that tack back. As he pulls himself up the wall, he's got to be able to push away with his feet, not pull his hips in close. Here for Jared Nahulu, who's burned 3 attempts on this Lache 180 challenge. Again, really smooth working lashes. Ooh, very nice setup that time, but just no commitment. He did not finish the pull. It was really, really clear on there that he's still just testing out that return. That's 4 burn attempts. He has 1 more. Jared Nahulu with 6 points. David Bowden in the lead with 8 points. We are taking the top 2 men to this year's NAPC. So even if Jared does not complete this challenge, we will see him in Vancouver for NAPC 5 this year, August 26th and 27th. We have one more event to go on this season's Sport Parkour League Tour, which is in Seattle. And then it is back to Vancouver August 25th for the NAPC on-site qualifiers, and then the final event, NAPC August 26th, 27th. Right now we're looking at Jared Nahulu, who has one more attempt to go. If he gets this challenge, it will put him in first place. Otherwise, he'll be finishing behind David Bowden. It looks like on that last attempt that Jared still was a little bit spooked from that bar. He didn't quite pull high enough, did not get his foot high enough. Got his head around, but there's no commitment there. Nice swings really high up. Oh, he gets over. What a bounce back. Again, that bounce back will not count. I actually think that was a habit on that one. I'm gonna go ahead and say that bounce back was a habit, because we see a lot of these bar specialists that will swing into a bounce back in order to get power for another swing. On that particular challenge, he needed to get over the bar, but he just bounced back, still got a massive swing out of it, but we cannot count it. So we have Jared Nahulu finishing with 6 points, David Bowden with 8 points. And we're gonna go to Vinny Fiacco now at the podium.
All right, we're going to go right into our podium.
All right, so we're over with Vinny Fiacco.
For the ladies.
The athletes.
I know, it's going to be a little weird. I'm
get
going to
onto
talk
a
loud
podium.
into the mic, but not very... Okay. In second place, Christine Dietrich. And in first place, going on to NAPC for the skill round, Kaja Kiljanik. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going for the ladies. All right, get out of here. Okay, now I'm doing this from memory, but I'm pretty sure I'm right here. Let's see what happens. In third place, Ryan Keenan. In second place and going on to the skills competition at NAPC, Jared Nahulu. And in first place, also going on to the skills competition at NAPC, David Bowden. Give it up. That worked great. All right. Thank you all for coming out. I'm going to do an interview with the two winners from the ladies and the men's. If you want to hear that, stay here. Otherwise, you guys are free. Tomorrow night, we will be doing the speed and the style rounds. So come back tomorrow for some more beautiful... I'm talking to the camera. I'm talking to the people. Come back tomorrow
We'll see you guys then. You guys don't go anywhere. We're doing interviews. All right, I'm going to be talking to the two winners, the female winner and the male winner here. We're going to start with the ladies winner, Kaja Kilogenic. You're not Kaja. Hi, Kaja's mom. Oh, no, I've met your mom. Okay, come here. Bring it in. So you just won the qualifier. You have an automatic bid next year to speed, and now you are qualified for skill. How does it feel to now be doubled up at NAPC this year in August?
I got a lot of work to do.
All right, nice and brief. I like it. For the challenges in the finals, was there one that you looked at that you really thought, I mean, besides the one you did get, was there one that you looked at that you thought it was impossible, that you weren't even going to attempt it?
Oh yeah, definitely the strides up to the I-beam. Like, that's a little out of my range.
It was a big stride.
I took a look.
You ended up getting the lache, correct? How did that feel when you were finally up there, knowing that even though you didn't necessarily need it, you hit it a big challenge there at the end?
Yeah, I just more wanted it for myself because I haven't made that pre without the crane before, so that felt really good.
That was the first time you hit that pre at all?
Yeah.
Living up to the competition hype, that's beautiful. Are you worried about having to now double up, doing skills and speed both at NAPC? Do you think you could still come with full strength at both, or are you going to hold back on one and really focus on the other?
I have no idea. I'll probably just go equally as hard for both of them.
Is there one you're more comfortable with going in, or do you think it's going to be a challenge either way?
Probably speed. I feel a little better about.
You did win speed last year, so.
I feel a little better about it.
All right, congratulations. You did a great job. Get over here.
Thanks.
All right. Give it up for Kaja. People are left. All right. Next up, we're talking to David Bowden, coach here at Apex Denver.
Yeah.
You're the only one who finished a challenge in the finals. How does that feel?
It feels pretty good. I was actually really hoping that the other competitors would have completed the challenge because, I don't know, like, Jared should have had that challenge right there. If I felt like two of the challenges were super up my alley to begin with. I like big vaults, I like big strides, and I've been working catbacks for a while now. So when you guys showed us the challenges, I was super giddy. Knew I was going to get at least one. So.
Yeah, I remember as I was explaining, everyone else had a face that was kind of, oh no, and you were kind of like, oh, I'm excited for this challenge. So it looked like you were really comfortable out there hitting those two at least.
Yeah, there was actually no nervousness going into the finals. I walked away from you explaining the challenges to just think, all right, this is going to be fun. I'm going to have fun with this finals. So.
Did you think going into it that the challenges were so difficult that no one else would complete a challenge, or were you confident that you would be able to finish and give yourself a good lead there at the end?
With at least one of the challenges, the one that I didn't complete, I thought that I had a leg up, but for that one.
Boo.
Boo on me. But I felt that Ryan should have had the Kong challenge. We trained together a lot, and Jared should have had one. I don't know. Just had fun, and hoped everybody else had fun. So.
You took second at California.
I took third.
You took third. That's right, in the top two went. Correct.
I was injured and sick.
Injured and sick. So you took third. Does it feel good to get some redemption now and be able to go? I know you were really looking forward to going to NAPC, regardless, either qualifying there or just hanging out. So does it feel good with the redemption?
Oh, totally. And I walked away from skills unscathed this time, so I can keep training. So yeah.
No broken wrists this time.
Yeah,
all right, congratulations, and we'll see you at NAPC. I believe Rez's MIA. Give it up for David Bowden. There we go. I believe Rez's MIA. So this is Vinny Fiacco, maybe signing off because I don't know what happens next, but let's assume signing off, and we will see you guys tomorrow. It is speed and then style. It's going to be a great competition, some big names coming out tomorrow to hit those two challenges up. So we will see you tomorrow. Mic drop.
All right, so that's it for us today at the Denver Parkour Open here at Apex Denver. Again, thanks everyone in attendance today. Thank you, Apex Movement, for making this event possible at their fantastic venue, Apex Denver. Thank you, Black Magic Design, providing us for the video equipment for this stream. DeJero, helping us get this message to you guys. G-Tech, for our hard drive storage. Plastic Case for protecting our camera gear. FWD Distribution for bringing all the gear to make this show possible. I'm signing off, Renee Scavington, here at the Denver Parkour Open. We will see you tomorrow for Speed and Style.